What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of What If. So day one of free agency is over. We're in the middle of day two. Hasn't been too much noise made yet. A few smaller signings. Kadri still on the market. Johnny Gaudreau going to Columbus yesterday was a big shock. But we'll get into all the Blackhawks free agency stuff, I believe, either tomorrow or Saturday. Probably Saturday, because there could be still some names that are left out. So 2014, the year that Chicago was screwed over of a three-peat. So, let's go through this. Round one, they play St. Louis, and they lose 4-3 and 4-3 in the first two games in St. Louis. They lose in triple overtime and in single overtime. We're going to say in game one, Michael Roosevelt scores the game winner, and Chicago wins in triple overtime, because why not? And for game two, I don't know, feeling, you know what? I think I'm going to go with Brandon Saad. Brandon Saad gets the winner in this one, and Hawks have a 2-0 lead going home to St. Louis. So they're going home to Chicago. So they win 2-0 in game three, they win 4-3 in game four, they win 3-2 in overtime. So they also won two overtime games in the series, in game four and game five, and they also win game six. So in reality, this series could have been 6-0, but those last two games aren't really needed, so Chicago sweeps St. Louis essentially. Round two against Minnesota, they swept Minnesota the previous year in the What If series, not in real life. But round two, they win 5-2, 4-1 in Chicago, then they lose 4-0 and 4-2 in Minnesota. They win 2-1 and then 2-1 in overtime on a great pass by Peter Regan. That's a trivia answer if you know who Peter Regan is. I have his hockey card. So yeah, 2-1 overtime win. Patrick Kane gets the winner there as Chicago beats Minnesota for the second straight year, and it won't be the last. And round three against LA, and in the What If series, this would be the third straight year. They win game one 3-1, and then in game two, they're up 2-0, and then Seabrook is denied on a 2-0. It's for Stegan Seabrook. Quick makes an unbelievable save on Seabrook. LA then scores 6 goals in a row. If that Seabrook goal goes in, they win. I might do a what if on that, maybe. And then they lose, so they lose 6-2, then they lose 4-3, and they lose 5-2, so they're down 3-1 to LA. They come home to Chicago for game 5, where they win 5-4 in double overtime over a Michael Handzus game winner. That would be Handzus' final year, I believe he retired that year. So then they win 4-3 in LA for game 6, and then game 7. The Hawks could not keep a lead in this series. They were up 1-0, 2-0, 3-2, 4-3. They blew a 2-0, 3-2, and 4-3 lead, and the game goes into overtime, and then Alec Martinez gets the winner. No. We're pretending that doesn't happen. We're going to say, if Chicago wins this game, everyone knew at the time, if Chicago won this game, they were winning the cup. And everyone knew if LA won this game as well, they were winning the cup. This was the Stanley Cup final right here this year for the Eastern and the Western Conference. It didn't matter who was coming out of the East, whether it was Montreal or the Rangers or whatever other team that possibly could have beaten either of those teams. It was going to be either LA or Chicago, and the final was pretty much known as soon as the team that won the series did it. But you know what? Chicago is denied early in that overtime, and Patrick Sharp sends the Hawks to the Stanley Cup final with another 3-1 comeback in Game 7. So now, how many times will they have done that? I couldn't tell you. Let me think. 2011, there would be one. Not 2012. No, because 2013 they did. 2014 they did. 2016 maybe. I don't remember. But we'll go through that at the end. But, so yeah, Chicago ends up winning this game. Patrick Sharp gets the OT winner. Hawks go to the final. And who do they play? Well, in round 4 in the Stanley Cup final, if I can get this magnet off the board, they play the New York Rangers, who in real life lost in 5 to LA. Now, LA and the Rangers were kind of, I feel like the Rangers had a lead, and I'm pretty sure in every single game of that series against the Kings, except for Game 5. I know they had 2-0 leads in Game 1 and 2. They win Game 4 to not get swept, but it wasn't a close series. I mean, 3 of the games went to overtime, so it was close in that aspect, but it was always LA playing catch-up and pulling it off. Chicago, however, is not like LA. LA had the physical game. They could score in bunches, but that's by bullying your opponent, essentially. Chicago had star power, a lot more star power than the Rangers. The Rangers had a lot of really good pieces. They had Hagelin, they had St. Louis came over that year, they had, trying to think, they had other Brad Richards, he would be on the Hawks the next year. They had, trying to remember the names in my head. They had depth pieces like Pouliot, they had Brian Boyle. On defense, they had Ryan McDonough, Dan Girardi, I want to say Derek Stepan was there. Was Ryan Callahan traded for St. Louis, or was that Ryan McDonough? I can't recall. But that's not the point. The point is that every way to Sunday, Chicago pretty much wins this series. And the series starts in Chicago. It's a big city. It's 2 of the biggest cities in the U.S., so the ratings are going to be humongous, obviously. So we're going to say 5-3 Game 1 in Chicago, just to make it, for the Hawks, to make it reasonable. Chicago comes out in Game 2 and they win 6-1. While the Hawks still have Lundqvist in net, not the Hawks, the Rangers still have Lundqvist in net. The Hawks have Crawford. Crawford didn't have a good playoff, but if the Hawks were just so dominant when they were on their game that it really isn't close. And having one nonstop makes sense. Now, Game 3 and 4, I'm going to say go to the Rangers. I'm going to say the Rangers win 3-2 and 4-1. And we come back to Chicago. So, come back to Chicago. I'm going to say the Hawks probably win this one. I'm going to say by a sizable 5-2 score. So, they're up 3-2 against LA. No, not LA, the Rangers. So, the Rangers going home need to win Game 6 to win. However, I don't think Chicago allows it. I think Chicago would win this game, we're going to say 4-3. Because that seems to how every big game ends. Hawks win the game 4-3. They win their 3rd cup in a row. 4th cup in 5 years. And they've been to the final for 6 straight years. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And they're not done. That's the crazy part. If overtime had gone the Hawks' way, every step of the way, it's incredible what this team could have done. I mean, 2012, it's a long shot that they could have won the cup, but all odds point to them doing it. Same with 2010, they already did. 2013. 2014, if Hawks win that game, it was obvious they were going to win the cup. I'm sorry, the Eastern Conference was just not up to par with the West in those times. Nowadays, the East has everything and the West has nothing. We could see this in free agency with all the talent leaving for out East. Johnny Gaudreau being a big part of it. See where Kadri's going to go if he goes to somewhere East. You have other pieces going out East, and while more lesser-known pieces are going out West, it's not really a balance of talent. So, yeah, that's really what I have to say here. If the Hawks win, the Hawks would only have lost, I'd say maybe 7 games in this run, maybe. So not as dominant as the 2013 or 2010 runs, but overall, still a pretty good run for them. And they win their 3rd cup in a row. They three-peat, which is something that no sports team had done since the 2000 to 2002 Lakers, I want to say. I hope those are right. I'm not really 100% on basketball. And, yeah. Now, I want to thank you all for watching. I wish I could say that when they lose in round 1, it's a lot easier to do the what if, because then you have to think on the go and think on your head what's going to happen next. While if it starts in round 3, well, you only have the final to do, which explains the shorter video. I'm looking at the time of the video, I'm thinking, why is this video so short? Then I realized, okay, that makes sense because I'm only doing here. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Leave me your thoughts down below. Do you think the Hawks would have won this Stanley Cup if they had won this game 7 against LA and finished the 3-1 comeback. And not to mention then beat LA 3 years in a row. I forgot to mention that. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys really in this one. 2015 is going to be similar to 2013 and 2010. I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. I'll be watching, but not really. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.